Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Milk Bar Pod. Wait, hold on a second. No, this is not a new episode of the Milk Bar Podcast. Don't get confused. There's no way in hell that 2 episodes of the Milk Bar would come out at the same time. No, this is a brand new series called the Milk Bar Podcast Aftermath or the Milk Bar Aftermath. I don't know. I'm still working on the titles. But basically, this is the idea that me and our guest today had about, because of the fact that our guest here wasn't in the last Milk Bar video because of some, Discord interruptions. Also because Discord being an absolute dick. We decided, hey, how about we have a show where the guest that couldn't make it actually comes onto the show after it and answers the questions. Which I thought that was an amazing idea, so here we are now. Honestly, that explanation could have been a little bit better. However, we just go with what we got. So, with that in mind, this is an Aftermath episode on the Yakuza series, which, if you remember from the last video, we had a lot of different opinions and we had a lot of people there, but there was one person that was not here, or not there rather, for that video, which he is here now. So please, everyone, allow me to introduce the guy that was on the anime podcast episode, my friend and yours, Bootleg PhantomGabrielis. How are you doing, my good sir?
Good. This time I'm actually here and not buggering off and having a terrible time with Discord.
See, yeah, Discord was an absolute bitch. Discord didn't even notify him when we added him, being like, hey, yo, time for the podcast, like, get on here. So
genuinely, it's like, I literally did not get any notifications. By the time I noticed that I was added, it was too late.
Oh yeah, like we were already like 15 minutes in the recording, which was very unfortunate because I think we got past like 1 or 2 questions. I don't know. You guys will know the answer to that when the actual episode comes out, which won't be for like, by the time of this recording, it is currently October. This episode's going to be coming out in either November or December, so you guys will know the answer to that like in due time.
Even myself, I don't know what the other guys said with the questions. I don't know. So
oh yeah, which I was going to show you the recording, but you gotta see, we said some funny shit in that. I really want everyone to see that as like a first reaction thing. All right. But basically how this podcast is going to work out, and basically how every other Aftermath video is going to work out, is that we are going to ask the same questions, and we're going to get, obviously, Gabe's full answers, full input, and I'm going to say my answers, but I'm not going to be as full-on in-depth with them. I will, comment, 1 or 2 things about it, but if you want, my full-on answers, listen to the original podcast video. I mean, I'm not going to repeat myself here. So...
yeah, oops, sorry.
No, you're fine. Don't worry.
Yeah, as I said, it's a bit redundant, isn't it? To repeat again and again.
Yeah, I mean, but all podcast owners do it sometimes. So, with that in mind, we are going to get started. We have 8 questions here today, and we are going to get started, especially with the recent announcements that RGG Studios has shown off. We've seen the memes, we've seen Joryu, we've seen Ishin's localization, or was it Kenzan? It was Ishin, right?
Ishin.
Yeah. So we've seen all of that. So now with this extensive knowledge of what's happening in the future, this is gonna be very interesting. So
yeah, it is a bit of a blessing in disguise that I was kind of not there, because now I can talk about the new shit that I was gonna talk about anyways.
Very much is true. So, with that in mind, let us get started. So, Senor Crow. So, question 1. How did you get into the Ryuga Gotoku / Yakuza series? We gotta say the Japanese title, because you already know there's gonna be some people that want to hear the Japanese title. So,
obviously, yes.
How did you get into the series, good sir?
Oh man, I think it was back in, I believe, 2015 when I first heard about it. Well, not first heard about it, but that's when I actually got into it, because my first ever experience with at the time, Yakuza series was called still, was a demo disc. Back in 2008, I believe, I played it. It had a bunch of games, like Bionicles, Lego Star Wars, all that stuff, but one of them was a demo of Yakuza 1. And I was shit at it. I was shit at it at 6 years old.
I'm sorry, I just find that very funny. Imagine it, you're playing Lego Bionicle, and that's Bionicle can get pretty violent itself in its lore, but not as was this the English dub version?
No.
Okay.
No.
I thought that would be funny. Imagine you're playing Bionicle and you hear like the stuff that the character says, and it's very PG, very PG-13. But then you get to the Yakuza 1 dub, and it's like, what the fuck kind of family are you from? Excuse you? No. Fuck you.
Kill this arrogant motherfucker. You know, like stuff like that. I mean, no. In demo, it was only the Japanese dub, interestingly enough.
Okay.
But it was like basically select battles you can do, and I think a little bit explore of Kamurocho. I don't remember, it's been a while, and the last time I attempted to play that demo disc, I couldn't. It was too damn scratched, sadly.
That's unfortunate.
Believe me, because I used to play so much of that demo disc. I said, Bionicles, that was a really good game. Lego Star Wars, the sequel game. Fucking B-Boy, like a lot of great demo disc games. That thing was awesome. And hell, I remember watching the Kingdom Hearts 2 trailer on that damn thing.
Wow.
Hype shit. Like that demo disc, that had a lot of good shit.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate that you couldn't tell this story in the podcast, because I believe I mentioned this in the actual podcast, which, I mean, again, I'll find out when I look back at the audio. But this guy right here got me into the series by just showing me a bunch of install screens. So, I mean, it's very unfortunate. Yeah. However, we got the answers now. So, is there anything else you want to add, or can we move on?
I should probably explain how I got back, how I really got into Yakuza actually back in 2015.
Go ahead.
Yeah, because after the play demo, I completely forgot about the series. It was back in 2015 when Yakuza 5 was finally coming out on PS3 in English. Because a lot of people back then didn't know if it's going to kind of come out, we're going to have any more Yakuza games. And it was coming out, and I saw Alpha Omega Sin talking about it, and I used to watch quite a bit of his videos. And I still do, actually, because he's a great YouTuber. And genuinely, I was like, this shit looks pretty fun. Then I watched another YouTuber named Hyperbit Hero. I think he changed his username, but that's where I remember him.
Yeah, it's just Hyper. Or no, I think it's just Hero now.
Like Hyper Hero or something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
But I watched this video of your next favorite, Yakuza, and, well, he wasn't wrong. It was my next favorite. Like, legitimately, I watched the video, I thought that shit looked so good. So, I did a little bit of deviancy and pirated the first game on PS2. Because trying to find a copy for some reason was a pain in the ass over here. I do have a legal copy of the game now, so anybody who says piracy is bad, shut the fuck up. But genuinely, I was like finally able to burn it. I was able to play it, and then I got my arm broken, my left arm.
Oh.
Not even joking. It wasn't broken, but it was so damaged that even the doctor was surprised it wasn't broken.
Yeah, man, I didn't even know that bad. I didn't even know about that part. Holy shit.
Yeah, that happened to me back in 6th grade. I couldn't play for that for a while, but then after I recovered, I was able to put my disc in, and I started playing Yakuza 1, and I loved it. Sure, the combat was janky. Sure, the English dub is god-awful, but it's also fucking hilarious. But I loved it. Oh, it was so fucking good. I still love that game to this day, even then. I mean, I prefer much more different Yakuza games. I still love that game. That's still near dear heart to me. I love that game.
Yeah, like, speaking of Hyperbit Hero, he recently made a video talking about the original Yakuza game. Like, it was like a video, like, respect the original Yakuza game or something like that. And there was a lot of, like, moments where, like, I mean, most of it was, I mean, of course it was a video about respecting the original Yakuza game, but at the same time, it was also a video kind of, like, slightly shitting on Kiwami for a bit, because, like, dude, Kiwami just bastardized the original Yakuza game, which, I mean, I agree and disagree at the same time, because Kiwami is still a great remake in my opinion, with, like, added cutscenes, like, to tie into Zero and, like, add more, tragedy to Nishiki's backstory. But in some cases, like, some of the side missions that they either just blatantly cut out, or they just kind of, like, ruin the vibe with, like, the Kiwami, like, sub-story completion sound that happens.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Or even, like, straight up making the cutscenes worse. Like, in the original, they had, like, full-on cutscenes that, like, look like a main story thing, but in reality, it's a sub-story. But in Kiwami, it's just, like, a straight-up standard sub-story. So I won't lie, that's some shit that's pretty bad. I do agree with. And also, the Majima Everywhere system getting bloody annoying at times. Seriously.
Yeah, I kind of like the Majima Everywhere system. I mean, I'm fully of the opinion that it just turns Majima into a joke, And
it does.
created like one of the worst scenes in Kiwami with like Kiryu just walking away after Majima gets shot. No, he gets shot, falls in the ocean, and Kiryu's like, he'll be fine.
Yeah, basically, it's like, what the fuck? Kiryu wouldn't be like that. It's like, what do you mean? Yeah, it's like it like a lot of inconsistency, I'd say, with like Majima in the first game. You know how he is in the actual story, and then how he is in Kiwami. There's some flaws in Kiwami. I still love it, and I still recommend people play Kiwami if they genuinely can't play the PS2 version. Even then, just play Kiwami. It's still a great game. It's cheap. It's still really fun. It's a great game still. But I do recommend playing the original Yakuza someday. It's still a great game, especially now since there's a new fan patch that someone made where it's called Yakuza Restoration, and straight up they make it so it's the Japanese dub, and it improves his little minor stuff too. It is a fantastic patch, seriously.
Oh yeah, like it's like the style of Kamurocho in the first Yakuza game is just simply unmatched. It like Kamurocho's never felt so grimy and like scary in the series. Besides Dead Souls, but that's a zombie apocalypse game.
I think the most similar feeling I had with it was back with the Black Panther. Actually, that was like the one time I felt like the same similar vibe with like Yakuza the Kamurocho, which was really cool.
With that, question number 2, my good sir. What is your favorite, or at least close to your favorite, Yakuza game? And when I say Yakuza game, I don't mean strictly just Yakuza. I mean like you could say like Lost Judgment, Kuroryu 2, any game really. Not simply Yakuza, but, you know, go off. What's your favorite?
If I had to say, I mean, it's going to be the most normie answer ever, but it is genuinely Zero. That is still, to me, the best Yakuza game ever fucking made. Generally the best story, the best characters, the best gameplay, one of the best soundtracks. It is, that is shit's peak. But I still love a lot of games, too. I love the Kuroryu games. You know, I love Judgment, and I really enjoy Lost Judgment too. It's like, but I'd say of all of them, it's gotta be Zero. It's like, it is genuinely RGG's magnum opus as of right now, in my personal opinion.
Oh yeah, like, I mean, obviously, like, you already know, like, my favorite is Judgment, but like, I still have to give my hats off to Zero, because I mean, like, Zero got me back into it, so like, Zero is just absolutely, like, amazing. And from what I hear, Yakuza 7 is almost on that same level, or at least from Naito. Naito will always say Yakuza 7 is like Yakuza 0, but better. It's like, okay, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, which, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't agree with that. I like 7. I really do enjoy 7, but it is nowhere near the best Yakuza game at all. I've had a lot of problems with 7, to be honest. A lot of problems. Structural, gameplay especially, I have a shit ton of problems.
And we will get to that at question 6. So keep all that in the tank for a bit. But anything else you want to add before we move on, or?
Not really, Goss.
Alright, cool. So moving on with the favorite side, who is your favorite character in the series?
Oh, now that is a genuinely fantastic question.
Thank you. I thought of it myself.
But I mean, I can easily say Kiryu because, like, I mean, how can you not say Kiryu's badass? But like, there's also Akiyama. I love Akiyama. Shenmue was really good, at least in my personal opinion. Like, there's a lot of characters I love, even like side characters and such. Like, fucking. Oh wow, I forgot his name. I'm an idiot. Karash.
Are you talking about Higashi? No, not Higashi. That's from Judgment. You're talking about oh my god, Kashiwagi?
Yes! Why did I forget his name? That was stupid of me.
Kashiwagi. Oh man, he went down like a bitch in 3, man.
He did. I mean, to be fair, it is like a fucking minigun. It's like, I mean, ouch.
Yeah, but like it just happens out of nowhere. Like Kiryu and Kashi, like. That's like one of, like, I'm gonna go on like a little like 10-second rant here. That's like one of my least favorite parts of the Yakuza series. Like, a character will just be talking and then all of a sudden they just get shot off camera. Like, they just get shot like by someone off camera. That's like one of my least favorite parts of the series. Like, you can't go one conversation scene like on a rooftop or in a room with glass. If anytime there's characters in a room with glass, you already know someone's getting shot.
Or if they're or they're out of the open.
Oh yeah, someone's getting shot by a pistol or a sniper or both. I don't know, man, but like, Kashiwagi. I mean, yeah, it's a minigun, but still, Kashiwagi, dude. He was such a cool guy.
Yeah, it was like, are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, I mean, that is the thing. It's like, it's supposed to be that whole, like, drama thing where it's like, you know, you're talking to this person, then sudden death. It's like that, basically.
Which is cool and all, but, like, the Yakuza series does it way too damn much. Every single game has a moment like that.
It does. I love the but like, yeah, no, genuinely, every single goddamn game, you can, like, literally count. It is a cliche now. You can say that. It is literally cliche.
Yakuza 4 is the worst offender, but...
Oh, no. Oh, yeah, no. Yakuza 4 in general with guns is a fucking offender.
Oh, rubber bullets.
Rubber bullets. Rubber bullets. What the fuck were they smoking when they thought of that?
So, but final answer being Kiryu?
I guess. Like, I have like a lot of characters I love, you know. It's just hard to say which one I specifically love the most, you know?
Yeah. Like yeah, Kiryu, like, no one would blame you if you chose Kiryu. I mean,
yeah.
Like, even Devil Leon says it in, like, his top 5 protagonist video. It's like, how could you not like Kiryu? You literally play as him in every single game.
Yeah, it's like, and he's just a badass. And I mean, he's a fantastic person. He's a badass. It's like, come on. What can you say?
His voice actor is absolutely amazing. I love
anytime,
he is. Like, I have a saying, if you can recognize a voice in anything, if you can recognize a voice actor, that means they're a really good voice actor. And anytime you hear Kiryu's voice in any other project besides Yakuza, it's like, oh yeah, that's Kiryu. It's like, yeah. That guy's really good.
I literally had that same moment, like with Kiryu's VA, where I was like watching a trailer for one of the newest Trails games, Kurono Kaseki, and well, he voices one of the antagonists in that game. A person who's like part of the the villain organization Ouroboros. And it's like, instantly here's was like, that's fucking Kiryu's VA. What the fuck? Like, yeah, genuinely. It's like, when you hear his voice, you just go, that's Kiryu.
Mostly because I'm very bad with Japanese names, so...
Yeah, I'm not going to try to pronounce the name because I don't want to butcher. It's been offensive.
I don't want to get drop kicked.
Yeah, so especially on Twitter.
Yeah. But yeah, so... yeah, with that, Kiryu being the favorite, we're moving on to question 4. Seriously, I was kind of worried that because you and I like to talk a lot, especially about Yakuza, I thought this was going to be like at least the same length as as the actual episode. But I mean, because of the fact that it's only us two, I mean, like, I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be just fine.
Because like if it's multiple people, it's like we just bounce off, boom, 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 boom. But there's only 2 people. And like we have like specific topics, it's pretty easy just to say what we want and boom. Especially since I'm just mainly saying my own shit, and you're just adding in comments. You're not saying your opinion because you already did it previously.
Right.
So it's like it's more of a faster pace.
Yeah, totally. So question 4 is, what is your favorite song or OST from the series? And this is another question where you can just pick multiple songs.
Oh,
like,
I will.
That's what everyone did in the podcast. Like, I can't even pick one. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of songs. I'll try to like specifically pick like a song from maybe every single game, but like for one game per song, because there's no fucking way I can. Because every single song, like every single soundtrack in the game is just so good. Like. We gotta like start off first with like Receive You or fucking Funk Goes On in the first Yakuza game. Like that shit just means maybe go like I want to fucking dance. I want to fucking dance, especially if the Funk Goes On. Well, it has the name Funk for example. Or with Yakuza 2 we have like fucking Outlaw's Lullaby, another bloody great fantastic battle theme. Or Scattered Moment, just being so good. 3 also having with Flyer. Being fantastic. Like, a lot of the soundtrack, to be honest, is great. 5 is also one of my favorites, too, soundtrack-wise. Like, having the song Battle for Dreams, or... I forgot the name of the song, but you know the song when you, like, boot up the game and you say the title? I don't know what, like, that song's called, but, like, basically, like, the Dragon's Roar for Yakuza 5.
Yeah.
That shit is, like... Oh, that is a fantastic title theme.
Oh, yeah. It really is.
Yeah, and it was like songs like "I Believe in You," which character, but really good boss fight. Or the place where I used to be, like Kiryu's final battle for his chapter, like against the whole of the Tojo clan. If you remember that fucking big ass battle.
I do, yeah. Like that's like one of the best parts of Yakuza 5.
It genuinely is. It feels like so bad. Especially like Kiryu just fucking dodging the fucking 2 rockets. Like balls of goddamn steel, my dude.
Yeah, Kiryu does some whack ass shit in 5.
Oh yeah. But then we also have like Yakuza 0, which almost the whole soundtrack is fantastic. Having that little 80s feel, 80s feel. You know, like we have Get Them for Mr. Shakedown, Reagan for like Miyajima, Disco Queen, Friday Night, Judgment, like just I feel like it's just more like optional songs. But even boss fights like Pledge of Demon, Two Dragons, it's like, oh my god, I can go on and on for like fucking Zero. That is still one of the best soundtracks ever.
It really is, man.
It definitely is, yeah.
Like, man, I think out of Zero, like my favorite song is probably Pledge of Demon because it's like it just plays at the right moments because like, especially in like the sewer fight, he starts raising like the lead pipe and stuff, and he's about to bash Kiryu's head in. It's like then you start hearing Pledge of Demon. It's like this is the best song. This is the best song in here.
And I also really like the second song for Kuze with Oath of Emma, like being more
like the that's like the final fight you had with him. I think.
Yeah. It was the final fight. It was like more of a mutual kind of like respect fight, really. Like these two now respect each other quite a bit. And I really, at first, I did not like Kuze as a person. I thought he was a piece of shit person. But then by the end of it, I really respected Kuze quite a bit.
I mean, Kuze still does some whack ass shit. I mean,
he does. But part of me still respects him quite a bit.
I could see it. I mean, I love Kuze. Like, Kuze is a character. Like, Kuze is like one of those characters where it's like, you don't fully, or at least for me, you don't fully.
Oop.
I like asshole characters. Almost all my favorite characters are either antagonists or they're just kind of douchebags. I mean, I love Gojo, but damn, he is a rude son of a bitch. So, I have my fair share of unlikable characters, but yeah, like.
But coming back, like another like with the Yakuza 6, we have like my favorite song for 6 is Destiny, which you heard that song, right?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
That is a great song and a really great moment in my personal opinion. 6 has some flaws to it, but god, that moment with that character in Destiny, so good. I'm not trying to spoil Steven here because he hasn't yet played 6 or 7. So.
I mean, I already know. Like, I don't know like what happens in. I know what happens in the beginning and the end of both games, but I don't know the middle. Plus, I mean, you already know me, but I don't really mind spoilers. But you you still want to have me not spoiler free. So you know what, I respect that. I respect that.
Yeah. But also like another song like Bloodstained Destiny. It's that's a lot of song. There's one song though in 6 that is kind of missing, but it was in the first demo version. Like this used to be like a Japanese exclusive demo, and that battle theme was like really fucking good. There's like something similar to it in 6 during story battles, but that's like another great song. Don't remember the name of the song though, but it's like a really good battle theme. Then going to spin-offs, Ishin, for example. Even though I haven't yet played Ishin, but I can't wait to play it on January with the Kiwami version. Well, in Japan it's Kiwami basically called. But like the one song I cannot wait to hear is the final boss theme called Assassination of Bodhisattva. I cannot pronounce that word, as you can tell.
Yeah, Japanese is like, it's a pretty hard language to learn.
I think it's like some kind of like related. It's like the words like related to Buddhism, I believe.
Yeah.
But oh my god, that is. I'm gonna be frank with you right now. That song is the best final boss theme of Yakuza in general. I said it. That thing is a masterpiece of a song. Holy shit!
I have not heard it yet. Although like, I've not heard that song, honestly. I don't think. Yeah, I haven't. I haven't really looked much into Ishin or the samurai games in terms of OSTs.
Yeah, that's a song like that, and the remix of for whose sake. I've listened to that one, but like, god damn, that song. Oh, song always like long. That thing is like 8 minutes long. It's like
should be.
It's really great. But yeah, another spinoff that I think is like probably my second favorite soundtrack, like in general, is Black Panther 1. Like that game's OST is, oh my lord, so good. Especially since one of my favorite composers helped out quite a bit for that soundtrack.
Oh yeah?
Mm-hmm. And that is Hideki Nagamura. AKA the dude that did Jet Set Radio.
Yeah. You mentioned that to me like once or twice.
Mm-hmm. Like some of the songs, like fucking So Unusual, Your Knife Feels Good. I'm like, or The Naked Panther. Like, my fuck! How? Oh my god. The final boss theme is so great. Like that's by a different group. But like, oh my god, it's too great. That is the second best soundtrack in the series by far.
Yeah, I think my favorite OST and like my favorite OST are mostly like Judgments. Like Judgment would have to be like my absolute favorite, especially Penumbra. Penumbra is like my favorite final boss theme because a little rundown of what I said in the podcast. Like Penumbra like scares the shit out of me because of the fact that it's the mole, and the mole is a crazy psychopath.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you don't stop the mole is going to kill you. He's going to kill your friends. He's going to kill your family, even though shit happens. But he's also going to keep on killing people in Kamurocho. He's a crazy serial killer. You need to stop him. I'm trying to like make sure I don't spoil Judgment as much as I can because I know I said I don't care about spoilers, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to spoil Judgment for people that actually do care. If you guys have not played Judgment, you guys need to because it's the best it's the best detective game you'll ever play. As of right now, it's the best detective game you'll ever play. It actually makes you think, and like it had me on my toes. And when I heard about the mole, when I saw his identity, like when I saw like the answer, like who he was, like. All I could say is I jumped out of my seat saying, I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. I called it day one. I called it. But that doesn't mean it's bad. It just means that I'm just so fucking smart. Or
lucky.
But Penumbra, really good song. Love Penumbra. I love Judgment's OST.
Oh, yeah. Like another great song for Judgment is Flower of Chivalry.
Oh yeah, Higashi's theme. Oh yeah,
that is one of my favorite boss themes, and like not final boss themes, but in general boss themes. That is a great fucking song.
Oh yeah,
like genuinely love that song.
Like, and one last word I'll say on that. I kind of wish Flower of Chivalry was in Lost Judgment, but I mean, Lost Judgment OST is really fucking good on its own. So.
Yeah. Another song I kind of wish Lost Judgment had is My Own Style.
Yeah, because like I could have sworn I heard My Own Style when Yagumi's actor was playing. Lost Judgment. I could have sworn I heard My Own Style play in the background. I was like,
you did. It did actually. I remember it and I showed it to you, and it's like, oh my god, My Own Style is back. That's awesome. And then we played Lost Judgment and it never appeared.
Instant disappointment.
What the fuck? Why?
My disappointment is immeasurable. My day is not ruined.
I mean, Lost Judgment soundtrack is fantastic, but like, why do that in Yagumi's like the actor for Yagumi's thing? That confused the shit out of me.
Again, I don't know. Maybe they just wanted to troll people. I have no idea.
Probably. But even Lost Judgment also has like fantastic music.
Also, like, when you play Lost Judgment, I'm gonna say this might be controversial, but, like, My Own Style would not fit in Lost Judgment story. Like, there are just so many fights that happen in Lost Judgment, especially against, like, the fuck... You know, I know I said I wasn't gonna spoil for the Judgment games, but I'm just gonna say this. You are going to fight the RK gang so many times.
Oh, yeah.
You are going to fight them more than you fight the villains of the game. I hope you're ready for that. If you guys have not played Lost Judgment yet, I hope you're ready for that.
Yeah, that's like one problem in Lost Judgment. The arcade game just gets fucking obnoxious. It really does.
I love Lost Judgment. It's a great game. I on contrary belief, I actually like the story. But man, the arcade gang. I would guess that my own style would fit taking down the arcade gang, but they tried making it more of a presence. So again, like I said, my own style just wouldn't fit for Lost Judgment. But that's just my take. So I don't know how many others would think about that.
I mean, yeah, I can see what you mean.
But anyway, is that your final? Is it your final answers for the songs?
I mean, I could. I mean, it's also Yakuza 7 soundtrack, but I think it's mainly my favorite songs are kind of like the remixes songs or the battle theme.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's a pretty good song. Cold Blooded is a really good song, but yeah, it's some good songs. But yeah, basically that's basically it. Cause like I think I also Koryu 2 is also a great soundtrack, but I think I prefer Koryu's 1 over Koryu's 2 soundtrack.
Yeah.
But I do prefer the final boss theme for 2, because even though Muppet is a great song for Koryu 1, Koryu's 2 song Born to Be Wild is a headbanger. That song is a fucking headbanger.
Second best boss theme in the series.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, that's definitely my second favorite. In fact, it's like my top 3 favorites is fucking Assassination of, but you get what I'm saying, Ishin's final boss, then Born to Be Wild, and then I'd say my third favorite is either Two Dragons or Battle for Dreams.
Oh, those are really good ones.
Mm-hmm. But honestly, like almost every single final boss theme in like the RGG games are like fantastic. But like also like except for Penumbra, that's another great song. Fucking the final boss theme for Fist of the North Star, Lost Paradise is also great. Oh my god, I forgot to mention that game.
Yeah, everyone kind of does.
I'll be honest with you, that game. I'll talk about it later in the later questions, what my opinions of that game. But I will say this: the soundtrack. Oh my god, it's so good. Especially some of the boss themes, like Jaggy's boss theme is so fucking good. Or as for the final boss theme, it's like there's a lot of good songs in Fist of the North Star. Or Suther the Holy Emperor. That's like another great one. But yeah.
If there's anything about Fist of the North Star, Lost Paradise did like absolute perfection, it's definitely the soundtrack. It sounds like Fist of the North Star with like with the RGG heavy rock metal feel to it. So
electronic too.
Really
like,
good.
It's really good. I love that soundtrack.
Right. Okay, so moving on, we have what is your favorite engine? As in, like, you know, it could be like, you know, the Zero engine, the Dragon engine, the original Yakuza 1 and 2 engine. Like, which engine do you think like is like the best to you?
From a gameplay standpoint, as like I would have said back then, the Zero engine, honestly speaking, because that like it flowed well, it was really fun. But that changed when Lost Judgment came out. And Lost Judgment has, I'll be honest with you, the best fucking combat in the series. Genuinely the best combat in the series.
Hey, no comment on that. I mean, I agree. So,
like, I mean, seriously, it is insanely how good that combat system is. It just feels so good. But like, I know, but before Lost Judgment, I would have said Zeros. That I love the style switching. It still felt like that arcadiness, but it felt like really fun and just it flowed really well. When we switched to the Dragon engine, I didn't like it as much because the flow wasn't very good. I still liked it, but I just didn't like it as much as Zeros. But slowly but surely, they've improved. And the Dragon engine is really good. Though it might get replaced now.
Yeah, which I don't... I'm probably going to mention this like either off stream or something, but like I'm not a fan of like the plan. I'm like, I mean, Ishin looks great, but like the fact that they're not doing it in Dragon Engine, the fact that they're doing it in Unreal Engine 4, I mean, like, you could argue that the Dragon Engine wasn't made for the Samurai games, which okay, I guess I could buy that. So like remaking it in the Unreal Engine 4, but it's like, I mean, you guys could just make a new style in the Dragon Engine, though, right?
I know. Maybe it's more like to test the waters because maybe like Dragon Engine's having some problems and they really want to try something new, which is understandable.
Yeah.
Because Unreal Engine is a genuinely great engine.
Yeah, it is. I've only worked with it for like, I only worked with it for like a few sprinkles of it in like my junior year of high school. So I don't know the full extent of Unreal Engine 4, like based off personal experience, but I know from looking at it, like, yeah, like this is a great engine. So
is it? I'm actually wondering, is it Unreal Engine 5 or is it Unreal Engine 4? I think it's 5.
Didn't they say it was gonna be Unreal Engine 4?
No, it's 5. It's actually 5.
Really? Okay, yeah. So they're moving on to 5. They're moving on to 5. Wow.
Or yeah, wait. What the? It's like apparently one's saying 4, the other's saying 5. What the hell?
Game journalists.
Game journalism. Bloody hell.
Yo, IGN. Oh, actually, you know what? Hating on IGN's not that popular anymore.
No, it was Push Square. It was Push Square.
Yeah.
Okay, now everyone else is saying apparently 5.
We're just gonna say it's 5 and hope it's correct.
We're hoping because we're having conflicting information just looking it up. For fuck's sake, journalisms, please get it one or the other for the love of
Do your
Christ.
job, Ben. Oh.
We're gonna get some pissed off people later.
I'm gonna get canceled.
Oh yeah, expect to see some like at Bootleg RenRen. This person has a journalism.
Yeah, well, maybe if journalism was maybe if journalism didn't have the same status as Wikipedia as being not helpful for your assignments or for your research, you know, I mean, I wouldn't be making fun of it.
Well, maybe like WikiHow actually more. I'd say more WikiHow. Because I've seen some foul shit in WikiHow. That shit is funny. Yeah,
Wikipedia, WikiHow, game journalism. None of it's good. None of it's helpful. But anyway, so
yeah, this is about Yakuza, not game journalism.
Yeah, so Dragon Engine. That's your final answer.
Yeah, I will also put a little quick note. Another great engine is the engine that they use for Koryu.
Absolutely.
Like it is such. It was originally that engine was actually originally used for fucking wrestling games. Actually, specifically the Def Jam games, which are fucking crazy games. Like seriously, that is like a wrestling game, but all about rappers, like a la Snoop Dogg, for example, or Eminem. I'm like, who the hell thought that up? And I need to give you a handshake because that shit is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've seen gameplay and it looks really fun. Like the best part about Killryu's engine for me is that it looks like the original Yakuza engine, but like it's much more like advanced than that original engine. Like the movement feels so much more fluent, and it just feels, and like it's like you said, for Yakuza 1 Kamurocho, and like the aesthetic of the engine, it just feels so like it just feels so vibrant yet gritty at the same time. And I love the feel that the engine has, and also for the fact that I kind of like I love the fixed camera in the original Yakuza games and in Killryu. I love the fixed camera because it just makes Kamurocho look so much more big. Like Kamurocho and any other city look huge in the engines. I don't want to make it sound like that the cities are small, but this is a little thing that I notice when I'm playing the games. Like when you play through the game in its entirety, like from start to finish, and you go around the entirety of the city still feels big, but at the same time it feels small. Like that's just like a problem that I see. It's like, oh yeah, I've been here. Like I'll pass the same ramen shop like 10 times in a row at times, and it's like, oh okay, I'm here again. All right. Which isn't a bad thing. I don't want like a huge open world. Hell, I don't want open world games all the time because they can get boring very fast. My favorite game of all time is a pretty closed off one.
Yeah,
but
like I like open world games myself, but like there's times you kind of want something more closed district, which is what Yakuza is. It is a very closed district game.
And I don't care what anyone says. Fixed camera angles are good. and there's just no debate about it. They're just good. They just give you an environment.
Mm-hmm. I like it. I mean, yeah, to be fair, it makes sense why it went to like third person, but the fixed camera still has that charm to it I really like.
Totally.
It's a good one. Like, both are valid. Both are very, very valid.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, as for that engine's great for the combat and everything. I love that he has multiple styles in Koryu. Like, a lot of styles.
Like 40 something styles, right?
No, it's like 20 styles, I think, in the first
Okay.
one.
Okay.
I think like 20 or 30 to the second game, I believe.
Wow.
A lot of styles.
Wow.
Sure, we don't have very many combos, and there's only like 3 heat actions well, actually no, 2 heat actions per style. So it's a lot more limited, but still, on the PSP, that is pretty goddamn good.
Yeah, you can make a you know the fact that Batman Arkham Asylum was supposed to be a rhythm game. They should have just used that. They should have just used that combat style. They wanted to. If they wanted to.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Batman Arkham Asylum was supposed to be a rhythm game.
What?
We'll talk more about that when we get off of the stream. But yes.
Oh yeah.
But
please, that I need to hear.
But keep that in your head until that time comes. Batman Arkham Asylum was supposed to be a rhythm game. But
what the fuck?
Oh yeah. But yeah, like the combat in Kyoryu is like really good. Like if you wanted to make like a very like limited space fighting style, like I would always like point to the Kyoryu games because their combat's like really good. I haven't played Kyoryu. I want you guys to emphasize I've never played them. I've only watched Devil Leon play through the games on stream. I've only watched his live streams on it, so I never played it. But the combat looks great. I personally think it does. So
yeah, I'm the one who played the first game and the second game. The first game with the very broken English translation, which was a bit unfortunate. But however, hopefully, sometime soon, Team K4L will finally do the first game and finish up. I think they're doing the first game actually. They're just fixing it up probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they did the fantastic job with Koryu 2. They really did. I only had like one problem with the patch when I was playing Koryu 2, and that's just one of the styles bugged out.
Yeah.
But I was allowed to fix it with just switching to the Japanese version. The original, but the first Koryu, make sure at the original Japanese game if you're playing the broken patch because that thing crashes like a motherfucker.
I'll keep that in mind.
But by the time I think you'll play the good patch.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah, so I generally can't wait for you to play because I recommend them. I love those games quite a bit.
Okay, so we're gonna go from that incredibly positive standpoint, and now we're gonna go on to a very negative standpoint. So, what is your least favorite game in the series? Like, this is a game that you can either just say that you don't really like, or this is a game that you just hate with all your fibers and being. Like me with Yakuza 3.
I have 2 games that I really am not a fan of.
Okay, alright. Let's go, okay.
Okay, one of them, as Ray Steven has said, Yakuza 3. The most... Yep. Everyone hates that game, and there is a reason why. There is a...
Triangle.
Block. I'm like, fuck you, game. Low damage, no heat damage. It's like, Christ's sakes. Jesus, that game is flawed to hell. I understand... Actually, no, it wasn't even the first PS3 Yakuza game. Kenzen was the first PS3 game, so that's... Keys doesn't even work.
Chasing Mac in the alleyway was a fucking nightmare.
Oh, it was. The first one, that shit was annoying, but like, genuinely speaking, that was I don't know what the hell happened, but man, that thing fucked about. The story, in my opinion, wasn't all that great. Genuinely speaking, especially some characters that were actually pretty solid. They never returned for any other Yakuza game for some reason, even though that one of the characters is literally now a sworn brother to Kiryu. What do you mean? The villain was just... I think you mentioned him, right? In the previous thing.
Oh yeah, I mentioned him. I mentioned him in a way that spawned a Discord server meme, so...
Yeah. I've heard like post of the recording. Like,
I'm not gay, Mine.
But yeah, Alianthony was not that great. Some people love that guy. I'm like, nah.
Good to know that you also have daddy issues.
Like,
that sounds so fucked up.
It does. It generally does. I mean, it's not. I don't know which is the worst final boss. I'd say I think the Yakuza 4 has the worst final boss, but like Midnay's up there. Genuinely, it's a fun battle though. I'll give this. I think I'll give this. That is the only fight I actually had fun fighting in Yakuza 3. All the other fights, not so much.
I had fun with that one fat dude because you dry humped him.
Oh, fair enough. And I think Majima was pretty solidly fun too because it's Majima.
Yeah. Also, he didn't block 24/7.
Basically, yeah. But like those are like the 3 fights I can think of that's actually pretty alright. But everybody else, nah. I wasn't a big fan of 30. Again, pacing was a little bit kind of eh. I still like the the orphanage kids part, but it was a little bit. It did drag on a tiny bit.
A tiny bit.
Fair point. But yeah, I mean I love the kids, but yeah, it did drag on. And there are times where like it was exposition dump after exposition dump after exposition dump.
Chapter 10.
Mm-hmm. Genuinely. Yeah. It kept going and going and going. I'm like, oh my lordy Jesus, thank God they don't do that again. And like the other games as much. Whee. That's like I get you're trying to explain everything, but there's a limit, and you guys went past that like a while ago.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But yeah. Another game I did not like, and I already mentioned this before, was Fist of the North Star Lost Paradise. Oh god, do I not like that game. It's a lot of problems. One, its length is pathetically short for like any other RPG game. That thing took me like about 8 or 9 hours to finish. 8 or 9 hours for an RPG studio game is like pathetically short in my opinion.
How many chapters did it have even?
I don't exactly remember, but like it's just like you go to a chapter, you do a bit, and then boom, it's done. Let me check.
Wow.
Like how many chapters? I need to check. It's 11 chapters.
Wow.
But it feels like it's only. But it only feels like it only has 5. It generally feels like it only has 5 chapters.
Damn.
It also doesn't help the fact that the game fucking deliberately makes it so it's like has filler. Where like there's multiple times where, let's say you're going to out the wasteland in your car, you go to a section. Oh shit! I don't have a specific thing to continue. You go back to the mechanic, the kid, I forgot his name, and you do something, or probably he just gives it to you, and then you go on. Like you have to try back. The worst time was like around late game, where you basically have to drive to there, see that's wrong, drive back, then you drive again there, something didn't work, you drive back and talk to him, and now you can progress to that area. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Yeah. What was the point? It's like there are so many moments where it just straight up feels like filler. It's like it's already a short game, and it feels like I'm doing filler, and it's like it just Even then, I also had problems with the leveling system. It just did not feel fun to level up. As you know, Kenshiro, it's like I don't know. Even the combat times got like a little monotonous too, which is surprising. I mean, it sounds like it'd be a great time, but it just got a little bit monotonous. Yeah. So like, again, the story felt rushed too. It's just like, I don't know what the hell happened. I genuinely do not know. The only thing I can say that I really love about the game is the soundtrack. That is a genuinely fantastic soundtrack. But everything else about it, it just makes me never want to play the game ever again. It really doesn't. And that sucks. Because Fist of the North Star is a genuinely great series.
Yeah, like I really like the game because it is Fist of the North Star. It's like one of the best retellings of the Fist of the North Star franchise. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, Fist of the North Star is a very weird series. Like it's a series that like the original story is alright, like you read it and then you're just like, okay, well that it's fine. And then you like see the adaptations, like the PS1 game, I think it was either PS1 or PS2, where like it retells the original story but like better. So it's like every time like North Star gets an adaptation, it's a better retelling of it. So I kind of give it like I give it that much of a credit because it improves on the source material. Not saying it's terrible or not saying it's bad, but just it's a little bit of an improvement. But yeah, like
Wait
also
a sec.
because,
Wait a sec. No, isn't Lost Paradise? It's like its own original story.
yeah, but it was also it's its own original story, but it's based off the Fist of the North Star canon.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so it's a little bit of an adaptation of Fist of the North Star in its own unique way.
Yeah, because like I know the city that the game takes place is not in the manga or anything like it. I'm
was made purely for that game because of the fact that it's it's RGG Studios. You gotta have some things to have that resemble Yakuza.
Yeah. But as I said before, I'm not a big fan of the game, to be honest. But it is probably one of the better Fist of the North Star games. Ooh.
Yeah.
And I will say this one third game. I don't exactly hate this game. In fact, I actually still like this game quite a bit. But I have problems with it, and I have to say it. And that is Yakuza 7. A lot of people love this game. I didn't when I first played it. I like the game. I generally do. It's like a solid, I'd say 8 out of 10. But I have a lot of problems with 7. Being pacing at times and the combat system. I do not like the combat system of 7. Mainly because of positioning and skills in the Yakuza 7. The problem with those are, one, positioning is it's automatic in 7. And that causes a lot of problems because in the game, if you go for attack, let's say a basic attack or anything, you may accidentally run to an enemy and it just immediately cancels you out of your attack, which gets pretty obnoxious when it keeps happening over and over and over again. Or especially when trying to hit an enemy when they're on the ground. With Sayako, for example, for me, that kept happening with her and that just pissed me off. But another one is the skills. It's not balanced. It is so not balanced. There are skills that cost less, but do more damage than skills that cost way more. One of the most fucking best examples is my favorite way of calling this character, Korean Virgil. He has a skill called Headbutt. And it only costs 6 MP to use, very cheap. But it one-shots basically every single enemy in the game. Well, he has another skill that costs, I think, 36 MP, where he snaps someone's neck and it does way less damage. And I'm like, wait, what? Shouldn't it be reversed then? Because Headbutt does a shit ton more damage than neck snap. What's going on here? It's just not balanced. It's let's use Persona terms. For example, Agi does more damage than Agi Daine. It's what kind of bullshit is this?
I think they looked at Yakuza 0, seeing as how Majima has a heat action where he snaps someone's neck, but then they can still get up and they're not dead. I think they took that. They're just we can just have someone snap someone's neck and they'll be fine.
But
I think they purely just looked at the fact that it's gameplay. That's the best thing about Yakuza. It's the fact that it separates the gameplay from the reality. So you can stab somebody in the heart and they'll get back up. And
they will. Yeah, but I do think from a mechanical standpoint, it just makes you never want to use neck snap because it costs 36 MP, while you can use headbutt and it does way more damage and it's cheaper, way cheaper. So it's it definitely needs a lot of balancing for the next game, which I am hoping with Yakuza 8, it's gonna be way more fucking balanced. At least I'm hoping.
Yeah, especially since they're using the RPG system again.
Yeah, they are. Which I'm curious if fucking Kiryu will be a party member of that game. And his silver hair hostess looking shit. Genuinely.
Yeah.
Hostess? Wait, no, host. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Jiryu looks like an interesting person.
Mm-hmm. Oh boy. I'm hyped, but still it is a little bizarre to say the least, let's say.
Yeah.
That they're still doing it. I'm you kind of passed the torch for Ichiban? But okay.
Yeah, that's one of my least favorite parts of Yakuza 8's announcement, at least for now. But not going to get into that because with those 3 games out the way, okay, so we went from our favorite game to our least favorite game, and now we're moving to what is the most underrated game in the series.
I've got a few.
All right.
Honestly speaking, as I said before, it's the Koryu games. They are so underrated because no one's played them. Generally, no one has played them because they were Japan only.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, obviously they're gonna be not really played, and I think they are games that people should play because they're fantastic. And I kind of wish they're. Wait, no, I'll talk about that later. But I wish people play them more, and I'm excited when people do play Koryu 1 and 2 because of the new fan patches by Team K4L. I'm like, can't wait. Another game, and this is gonna be a fucking hot take, but Dead Souls.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was my pick for the most underrated game.
Oh wow, really? I'll be honest with you, I like Dead Souls. It's not a great game. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not a great game. It's generally not. But it has this charm to it that I really love. It's like a B movie. You know, like when you watch a B movie and it's like, it's not that great of a film, but you still love it?
Yes.
It's like one of those. I really like Yakuza Dead Souls. It's like, it's not canon, so I don't even have to bother like saying kind of shit. It's just stupid fun. It is just stupid fun. Just be like Majima in Dead Souls and just have fucking fun.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
My take for why Dead Souls is the most underrated game in the series is because of the fact that of the way that it treats its characters. Like, it treats its characters and like respects the history of these said characters, so it follows them to a T. Dead Souls is like the best Kiryu appearance we've ever seen besides the original Yakuza 1. And the reason why I think this is because Kiryu feels like a legend. Kiryu feels important. I've mentioned this like in absolute detail in the actual podcast, but Kiryu just, like, people make a path for Kiryu, and people are like, yo, do you know who that is? That's the Dragon of Dojima. And like, when you play the mainline games, you never hear that. Yakuza people say that, but you never hear civilians go like, oh my god, it's the Dragon of Dojima.
Yeah, like you would think he'd be infamous. Knowing
he wrestled 2 tigers.
Oh,
he didn't shoot up, but like he used the guy as a bulletproof vest in a Chinese restaurant.
He did actually. I'm like, Kiryu doesn't kill my ass.
He was involved in plenty of the Millennium Tower's many attacks.
Yeah, and it's like, again, he was fucking the 4th chairman of the Tojo clan. I mean, temporarily, but still, the fucking chairman. That is shit you don't say. Like, that shit is not something lightly. Like, people would know. Rumors would spread of, Kazuma Kiryu. Or I should say, in Japanese, it would be like Kiryu Kazuma. But, like, it's genuinely, like, that shit spreads like wildfire in real life. So, like, to think that, like, nobody knows who that is a bit ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, like, it is weird, but it's also kind of cool. So, knowing Kiryu, he's probably not a fan of the whole, oh shit, it's the Tojo Clan's 4th chairman. Like, obviously, he would not be a fan of that, realistically speaking.
Yeah, totally not. Especially since he's trying, which is mostly, like, one of the main reasons why he moved to Okinawa in the first place.
Yeah, basically, he just does not want to be a part of that shit.
Yeah, like, but that's just the thing about Dead Souls too. It's like, and Dead Souls just does like a really good job of like portraying Kiryu's character, because I think Kiryu was turned into a dumbass for like Yakuza 2 and up. Besides Dead Souls, he was always portrayed as a bit of a dumbass because there were so many times when Kiryu could have like stopped somebody from being killed or done something to a villain, anything, and Kiryu does that in Dead Souls, and he like so. Mostly the reason why I consider Dead Souls as like the most underrated game in the series is because the story is actually pretty fucking good. The story is actually really good. The gameplay may be a little bit like laggy and may not be like the best gameplay. I mean, I still think it's fun because shooting zombies and all that. But like,
yeah,
But overall, I mean, like, it just does so many good things with the story. So
yeah, and also I love Ryuji's inclusion in that game.
Oh yeah, Ryuji's way better in Dead Souls than he is in 2.
That's a hot take, and I agree with.
Like, Ryuji in the second game has no plan whatsoever. He just does what he does because we need a main villain. In Dead Souls, it actually feels like they thought out a story for him.
Yeah, genuinely. And it's like, I love him, especially the whole fucking. Like, I just love how he's just a ramen shop owner basically now. He's just chilling. He just wants to like live now. And of course the zombies come in. It's like, well, son of a bitch. And then the fucking Gatling gun out of nowhere. I'm like, okay, why not? Fuck yeah, let's go fucking insane.
Imagine he used to steal people's pants, and then he went to being the chairman of the Go Ryu clan, and then he started becoming a ramen shop owner
with a Gatling gun for an arm.
Yeah. Not sure how he lost the arm, but I mean, hey,
Yeah, that's a good question. How the fuck did he lose his arm? Like, he got punched like he got shot at, but he got shot in the chest, not in the arm. Like, the last time he got injured we saw was when, he fisticuffed Kiryu. So, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. But overall, Dead Souls, really good game. You guys should play it just for the experience and the story alone. Also, it gives us a military wife that Kiryu meets in his chapter. She's a really good character. You guys should meet her.
Oh yeah, she's great.
Sadly, she never shows up again. So.
Yeah, because she's not canon. Which, okay, to be fair, it happens to almost every single fucking character in the PS3 games.
Yeah.
Like, seriously. If it's a side character, then you're not gonna see them again. Hell, it even happens to main protagonists. R.A.P. Tanimura and Shinada, we never saw you again.
Yeah, nah.
Seriously, it gets ridiculous how they're just straight up not brought up at all.
Especially Shinada, man. Like, Akiyama just introduces him to Kiryu, basically saying, "Oh yeah, by the way, this is Shinada. He's just here for some reason."
Yeah, which annoyed the shit out of me. He's like, "Why is he here?" I mean, I like Shinada. I actually really like the character, but like, it's a big question of like, why is he here?
How did he even? He just like, the best part about it is like when Akiyama is introducing him to Kiryu, he stands up and the camera focuses on Shinada. He's just standing there.
Like, wait, who the hell? It's like, what the hell are you doing here? I don't even remember if they ever fucking explain as to why Shinada was a Kamurocho with like the team. I was like, why was he even there? I don't even remember.
I mean,
it's been so long.
It was mostly to get his dream back, but like, I actually don't know how getting involved with Kiryu's bullshit. I don't even know how that got his dream. I don't know.
I don't remember.
I don't know how that happens.
To be fair, I haven't fully finished Yakuza 5 since like 2015 because that's when I finished it, and I haven't finished my replay yet. But like, I don't remember. That's actually pretty funny. I gotta say that out loud.
I finished that game in like 2021. I finished that game in like 2021. I should know the answer to this. It was not long ago, but I cannot remember. I don't know what happened.
I stopped my replay as of right now at like Saejima parts. I don't remember anything that happens after that right now fully.
Plus, you're far away from Shinada. He's like at the very end of the game.
Yeah, he is, because I still have to do fully finish Saejima. I need to finish Haruka. I need to finish Akiyama, and then I can do Shinada. And right now I'm busy with other games, so my plan on replaying 5 is a bit far away.
Yeah, so man, I don't know, man. It's insane. So
it genuinely is.
All right, so you got any other underrated games?
I can't say anything other than because like the only other Yakuza games I could say probably would be underrated, like the samurai games, but I haven't played them, so I'm not gonna say that.
Plus, I mean, when you start seeing more, when you start like going into the fandom, everyone like talks about the samurai games more than you would think. So
they do. So it's like they're not even underrated. I'd say like even then. So it's like it's just mainly Koryu and Dead Souls that I'd say that are actually really underrated.
Yeah, like, and even Kyoryu too. Like, Kyoryu is underrated. It very much is underrated. However, you're starting to see more people talk about it because Yakuza veterans and Yakuza fans are like starting to like push that game out more because of the patches that have been coming out. So
yeah.
Thankfully Kyoryu is getting like some form of recognition, although it definitely is like it definitely is like underrated, but it's not as underrated as Dead Cells. I think Dead Cells is the most underrated because most people just say that it's just the zombie, especially the kind of people that like are bored of zombie games. They'll just be like, oh, it's just a zombie game.
Yeah, like just have a fucking that Angry Joe clip. It's like, I don't want to play another zombie game. You know, shit like that.
Jeez. Like, Angry Joe needs to review Dead Souls just to continue on with the meme.
Yes. I'll get my fucking copy of Dead Souls and shove it to him and says, review this.
Hey Joe, you want to play a zombie game?
I genuinely, if we ever do meet Angry Joe, we need to fucking do that. Like, hey Joe, you want to play a zombie game and just hold Dead Souls?
No, I don't want to play another fucking zombie game. Oh man, but
oh god,
that'd be a treat. But
I genuinely.
Okay, so question number 8. And this is the second to last one because we have a secret question. I pulled this shit with the people last time, so you get to have it too. Secret question time. So, my good sir, what is your favorite karaoke song in the series? That's your secret question.
You son of a bitch.
What is it? Yep.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It's either Judgment or the Hot Pot song in 7.
Hell
Stew. Hell Stew, yeah, Hell Stew. Especially fucking Hell Stew by Zao. There you go. Now I remember.
It is a very
Zao's version of Hell Stew is so fucking good.
He is a very good singer.
He genuinely is actually, yeah. Like I love almost all the karaoke songs. There's like great ones like Bakumatai. Like, I mean, yeah, sure, but Bakumatai in general is actually a good song.
Especially if it's sung by Akiyama. That man that man can absolutely sing.
Akiyama's is my favorite version of Bakumatai easily. But like, there's a lot of great songs. This isn't technically it is actually a karaoke song. Fucking Majima's. Like Maji no Maji Rock.
Yes. Oh my god. Yeah, absolutely. That's my second favorite one. I fucking love Majima no Maji Rock.
That is a fucking banger of a song.
Did you see the promotional video for Majima no Maji Rock, like with like Majima in the Kyoryu art style?
Yeah, I saw. It was uploaded by a guy named Goro Majima.
Yeah, so like that's like one of the best videos on YouTube. Seeing Majima in the Kyoryu art style, like one of the best art styles in video game history, it's like good shit.
Yeah.
I need that. I need to see Kyoryu in that art style. I don't know if they ever made an art piece of Kyoryu in the Kyoryu style. I hope they did.
I don't think so, sadly. But
not even Yakuza 6's freaking.
I don't even know who actually was the artist for Black Panther. In fact, like who is the artist? That's like my question that I really want to know. Who is the artist for Kyoryu? Because that guy's good.
In my mind.
Like, like I don't know. That shit needs to be found out. Because another like similar art style to like Kyoryu is like the Peace Walker games. I don't even know who the artist for that game is too.
Yeah.
But like what games? Like not game. But like yeah. What's another good song that I love for like karaoke? Get to the Top.
Which version? Haruka's version or Majima's?
I think you know which one I'm talking about.
Right, Haruka's version, yeah.
You son of a bitch!
But yeah, Majima's version is just... It's a Majima version. I really can't say much about it.
You can't say much. It's a banger. It's a fucking banger.
Yeah, it's a Majima song.
Mm-hmm. It is. But like, there's other like songs that I really like. Hands from 6. That is a genuinely very good song. Or like something Diamond. Today's a Diamond. There you go.
Yeah, Today's a Diamond.
That's a really great song. Machine Gun Kiss, 24 Hour Cinderella. Like, oh my god, karaoke is so good in these games. Oh, and my phone. I'm sorry.
Nah, you're fine. I could barely hear it, so.
I heard. I think it made me jump.
Nah, you're fine. You could barely hear it. I mean, I heard a little bit of it, but you could barely hear it in the recording, so it's perfectly fine. But yeah, Machine Gun Kiss is my favorite. I've told you that like 20 million times. It's my favorite because it's a very edgy love song.
It is actually, yeah, but it's a good one.
I like edgy love songs. Like
I think my favorite version of Machine Gun Kiss is Adachi's.
oh my god, Adachi's, dude. I've tried so many times to do that high note, like in Adachi's version. Like, I mean, I had some successes, some failures. I'm nowhere near as good as he is yet. And like the fact that it's Solid Snake's Japanese voice actor singing that, they needed to get Dave. I mean, okay, I'm gonna say this as a joke. I love Adachi's English voice. I think his English voice absolutely fits the character. And I think he does an amazing job as the role. He has like really good range as a voice actor. So I don't mean this in any regard or any harm regarding what I just said. However, if they got Japanese Solid Snake, they needed to get David Hayter. They needed to get David Hayter to do Adachi for the English.
Here's something funny. David Hayter is in Yakuza 7.
Yeah, I heard he was, but he's not playing Adachi. I forgot who he plays, but he's not Adachi. He plays as someone completely different.
Yeah, he plays the bartender at Bar Survive, where you sing the karaoke songs.
Oh my, we were so close. Because I mean,
yes.
I don't mean to like. I know the voice actor for Adachi actually mentioned this in a comment on YouTube, but like, which I know it's a comment on YouTube, but it was from the official guy. I did my research. It was from him officially, so we're just gonna have to take that for what it is. Like he mentioned how in the game, the English dub version of Machine Gun Kiss isn't like the Japanese version. It kind of has a lackluster ending, mostly because they wanted it to sound funny and not like super serious. But I think the whole point of Yakuza Karaoke is that it's funny because it's serious. These characters are actually trying to sing. These characters are actually trying their ass off to sound good, even if they don't. Like, Shinada's voice actor is really trying to sound good at trying to sing Machine Gun Kiss, but he's not a very good singer. And that's not mean to say, because that's the point. It's like, whether you're good or you're bad, like, it's supposed to be fun. Like, Kiryu's voice actor was like genuinely confused when the guy who was working on Yakuza 3, like the guy who implemented karaoke into Yakuza in the first place. There's a whole video on it on YouTube. Look up Yakuza karaoke creator or something and you'll find it. It's called like The Man Who Changed Yakuza Forever. And it'll say how the guy was basically telling Kiryu's voice actor to basically go, yeah, do it! It's like he's basically cheering on. And Kiryu was like, what the fuck are you on about, dude? Like, so... Kiryu's voice actor is like he's a really good singer too. Like he could say that he's not trying at all. He's a really good singer, and you're telling me you're not trying. Shit.
Like he's a damn. I mean, that guy has a voice. That guy has a voice that will make a lot of women's and probably even guys' panties and underwear drop. That is a fucking sexy voice.
Yeah, he's a good ass singer. It's like he just has a deep vocal cords. It's like Batman singing "Am I Blue" in that one League episode. It just works. Like you wouldn't expect it, but I mean, hey, he can sing. But anyway, so I have a little bit of an issue with Yakuza 7's English Machine Gun Kiss. But at least we have like official English lyrics. But the way they did it was more of a joke and not trying to be serious and funny at the same time. So that's
especially also the take that the VA did for like Adachi. Like he sounds very youthful, and the thing was, that was like one of the recordings. He actually did Machine Gun Kiss, but like with Adachi's like old gruff voice, but didn't land the cut. And the reason why was just because, it sounds more funnier if it's a younger voice coming out of Adachi. And I'm like, no, not really.
I feel like if we heard like this really like gruff dude singing at the top of his lungs about loving someone like a machine gun, it's like, I mean, that sounds pretty funny.
Yeah, that sounds more funny to me than like
I've seen my grandpa. When my grandpa was still alive, I've seen him sing. Like, I've heard him sing like ridiculous songs. Like, I'd hear him singing Thriller, and that shit would be funny as hell. And he knew it was funny too. It's like that's the point. It's like hearing this gruff guy singing. It's funny because it's supposed to, and it's amazing. So I don't know. Little banter aside, but Machine Gun Kiss, good song, good shit. Yeah. Listen to it in the car, especially in the car. Really good stuff. Yeah. Any other karaoke songs?
That I can think of off the top of my head. No, actually.
Okay. So, this is the final question. We are finally here. Question number 9. So, okay. As I mentioned before, there was a lot of announcements. Yakuza 8, Ishin Kiwami, I guess you can call it.
In Japan, it is actually called Ishin Kiwami, actually.
Okay, so
you're right.
All right, cool. I can't remember if there's anything other like.
It was Like a Dragon Gaiden.
Okay, yeah. Wait. Which one's that again?
It was like basically a game that takes place after 7, but before 8. I remember correctly. I think.
Oh, yeah.
Or was it? No. I'm sorry. Yakuza 6 after the Yakuza 6, but before 7. I'm sorry.
Right. Okay.
And it's like it was like something like a subtitle like a Dragon, the man who threw his name away, or something like that.
Right. Okay, well, with that in mind, because of all the announcements that happened between the original podcast and this aftermath, so what games would you be the most excited for? Like, what games do you want to see, like, from RGG? Would you want to see, like, any of the ones that were announced? Are you excited for any of those?
I mean, obviously, I want all of them.
Right.
But, like, obviously,
do you want to see, like, a Judgment 3 or a Black Panther remake or remaster? Or do you want to see, like... And I sent you the questions on Discord, and I see all of the Samurai games being ported. Technically speaking, that's happening. So
it's already happened.
So that part of the question aged terribly like milk. But you get to this. Is there anything that you want to see either confirmed or not confirmed?
Yeah. Like when it comes to like non-confirmed stuff, I want to see. It's kind of like it's probably gonna happen, but obviously Kenzen that still needs to be redone. Though that game's gonna have a bit of an issue coming over here, because that game talks about some pretty dark shit. Specifically something child related that I'm not gonna say for the sake of Steven's channel. Right. I don't want YouTube to come in and just do some pretty bad shit.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm talking about. It's not good. So they're gonna have to like figure out how to get past that. But I think it's gonna come out probably someday. But like right now, what's actually not released and not confirmed or anything, I want to see Karyu. I want to see Karyu back. Like either it's like a remaster, well not remaster. I think it's gonna be like a remake, obviously, because it's a PSP game, or a third Karyu game. I want to see Tatsuya back. I want to see my boy Tatsuya. I love this son of a bitch.
Oh hell yeah!
Like that is a genuinely great character with like really great character development from a genuine punk, like an absolute punk. Tatsuya was a punk in the first game, to someone who is still kind of punkish, but is a man now, a definite man. And I really love his development.
I think like Kyoryu 1 and 2 have like some of the darkest things in the series, because like Kyoryu 1. Actually, no. I'm not gonna say that, because like it's like the same thing with Judgment. You guys need to see how screwed up like Kyoryu can get in the first like 30 minutes of like watching the cutscenes and shit. You will see Tatsuya do some crazy stuff. And when I say crazy, the things that Tatsuya does, that's not new. That's not out of the norm. Like there's a bunch of characters that do what Tatsuya would do and do exactly what Tatsuya did after they did what he did. But still, I mean, it's a little shocking how, we go from a guy like Kiryu, especially, and then especially from a guy like Yagami, which I know Kyoryu came out way before Judgment, but we're just gonna say this, like if you played Yakuza, Judgment, and then Kyoryu, you go from Kiryu, who's the silent shonen protagonist, you go from Yagami, who is a pretty laid-back, chill, but very serious and determined detective lawyer guy, and then you get the Tatsuya, who is an absolute punk.
He is. Like, and he does shit. Like, I'll be honest, the shit that he does is not something you expect from an RGG Studios game protagonist, honestly speaking. Like, you just don't expect that. Especially from a guy who's fucking 17.
I will say, depending on how you like your main characters, I think, and like how you view characters, you're either gonna like or you're gonna hate Tatsuya. And I personally think in Kyoryu 1, you are going to hate Tatsuya. You're gonna hate this little booger with all your life. because it's like this dude just does some shit. This dude's an asshole.
He is. He
But,
just
like,
is.
But like the whole point of Tatsuya's like character is that like he eventually he learns a dipshit. You're not all that big.
Like he actually learns to be a little bit more humble and actually be a much better person and not just, hey, it's like you look at me funny, I'm gonna punch you in the face. It's like he fucking learns from not being a fucking asshat.
Yeah, like
I love that.
Killryu game. I want to see, like, I really do want to see the Killryu games, like remastered or remade. I would hope they get remastered because I don't want to lose the original. I don't want to see the Killryu games in the Dragon Engine. I really don't, because it would just ruin the vibe of the Killryu games. They're supposed to be in that fixed camera Killryu engine like layout. They're supposed to be like that. I want to keep it like that as much as possible.
I don't think RGG would ever do that, sadly.
Absolutely not. I mean, imagine playing that shit on a PS4. God, no. They would never do that.
Or PS5 especially nowadays. It's
God, yeah, no.
Yeah,
because they want to make a game. They want to make a game that looks exactly the same as PS4 game. Oh! No, PS5 is totally different. Yeah, ray tracing totally makes a difference. I'm sorry, kid, it doesn't.
That was gonna piss off some graphics hogs.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah,
I love that.
It's just like the conversation that you and I had yesterday about Blu-ray versus DVD. There's no difference. It's just a few pixels different. That's it. Nothing changes. You lose. You learn nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
I'll be honest, I did not know, like, nowadays DVDs were actually 1080p, apparently. I did not know this.
Yeah, like, I mean, Blu-ray is just a big marketing thing.
Like, back then, it was, like, a big difference. Like, you bought a DVD, it was, like, 480p. Blu-ray was, like, 1080p. I did not know DVD turned into, like, 1080p nowadays. That actually surprised the shit out of me. But to be fair, I haven't bought DVDs since, God, I don't know, 2014? 2013?
Yeah, but anyway, Killryu games, they would most likely remake them in the Dragon Engine. It would look great. They would look great. But the original game, it's like, damn.
Yeah. I want to see, maybe they would actually get the original developers for the Killryu games and then they get to use their own engine. I don't know. That'd be cool, but they haven't made a game like it since actually Killryu 2. Because right now, what I remember, the developers are straight up just making gacha games, I think. Let me check actually. One sec.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Well, this is coming from a guy who absolutely hates gacha games, so.
Like, I'll totally check.
I don't hate gacha games much. I just don't play them.
Yeah. A Sinful Sophia or Aki Corporation. There we go. There we go too. Yeah, it's like arcade games. I see, like Style Savvy for 3DS, Idle Time Pirapara.
Oh.
Yeah, and apparently an arcade game based on a Dragon Quest manga.
Oh, well, that's cool at least.
But like I can say like iOS games like Golden Hour Pirapara, which, oh god, this is an idle game. Oh, this is so an idle game.
Your life is just flashing right in front of your eyes.
I don't like idle games.
Well, wait a minute! Don't you play Project Sakai?
Wait,
let
me
me
finish.
Fucking minute.
Wait. Let me finish.
No! I don't like idle games. My ass. You play Project Sakai, motherfucker. Don't.
Wait. Let me finish. Project Sakai is the exception because most of the groups are not idols, except More Jump. That is an idol group. So my favorite group is a street group in that game. They're not idols.
Oh man,
not in the traditional sense.
Kids, idols. What's the difference? They're all anime at the end of the day. What's the difference?
I don't play like other like those games like fucking Bandori, for example. I don't like those games because they're not fun. But like, okay, they're kind of fun. It's just not big fan of the soundtrack, I guess. I'm just digging a hole in myself, aren't I?
Oh, yeah, totally, man. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yep, absolutely.
I should have said I just don't like idols. That's what I should have said.
Yeah, but
I don't like idols. That's better.
There we go. All right. So anyway, so Yeah, Kyoryu remasters or remakes, like that. That's what we both want. Yeah, that's what we both want.
Yeah, or even a third game. Genuinely, I actually want to see how Tatsuya is, because in 2, how it left off, it felt like it was like there could have been more stories about him. Actually, genuinely.
Totally, especially like about the shit that happens in Kyoryu 2, like especially the shit that happened like at the final boss, like the stuff that happened like after the final boss. It's like, oh my god.
Mm-hmm. It genuinely had like a lot of potential, but I don't know what happened. I guess like the PSP was basically by that point dead.
Yeah.
Because 2012 was like, I think the Vita was out by then, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So like, actually, the Vita came out in Japan apparently back in 2011.
Yeah, and it's like, with how the Vita was in the U.S. and like other countries besides Japan, it's like, I actually don't know like how well it's sold in Europe. You're a European, I'm an American. I could tell you from American standpoint, the PS Vita sold like shit.
It didn't sell that all the well in Europe too. I think the best place it sold was in Japan, actually.
Yep.
And there's a reason why there's so many Japanese games on Vita. That's the reason why.
Yeah. Is the Vita still going? Like, are they still making Vita games?
No.
Okay.
No. Like the Vita is like development-wise, no, it's done. There's no more games coming out, to my knowledge, at least. It's basically people like everything people develop with that like the Vita, they're just switched to Switch now, basically.
Wow.
Because especially since nowadays with Sony, where they are censorship happy, they're like, yeah, fuck that, we're going to Switch.
Nintendo Master Race, baby. Nintendo does nothing.
Yeah, I actually laugh to this day that Nintendo is the least censorship happy right now.
Yeah.
That's funny when you look back in the past.
Nintendo's a kid company. Nintendo now. All those memes that would show up with that same sentence structure. What a time.
Genuinely.
But yeah. That's really all we got, you know. But yeah, so I guess that's that. Like, if you have nothing else.
Actually, one more, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. I want I'll go with 2 things actually. One, I would love to see Judgment 3, obviously.
Of course.
Because I love Yagami and I love the cast and they're all fantastic. And if I was into dudes, I would probably date one of them. I don't know why I said that.
Yeah, that was a little out of left field.
Okay.
I don't know out of left field, but you know, I'm not gonna judge you for that. I won't judge you for that. Because I mean,
come on,
you're kind of right.
I mean, yeah, like Jenny, you look at the cast and like
Kaito already has a son though, so he's already taken.
True, but I mean, they are actually very attractive men.
Also, Yagami's in a little bit of a scandal with his with Johnny right now. So I mean, you know.
Wait, really?
Oh no, I just said that because you know Johnny. God, if you show any form of attraction to Yagami, Johnny will just come and sue your ass.
Oh yeah, basically. Hopefully, Johnny never sees this.
For anyone that doesn't know, quick history lesson: Johnny, which is Yagami's actors agency, they're very stingy on like using his likeness and using his appearance and with anything. And this goes from like game. It was a bitch and a half to get Yagami's actor in general because he is a super well-known like boy idol. He's
and an actor in general.
Yeah, actor, idol, singer, dancer, etc. He is a well-known I don't want to say because he's not
celebrity.
Celebrity, thank you. He's a very well-known celebrity. So Johnny, seeing of course how successful he is, it's a bitch to get him onto projects. Thankfully not for RGG because there's a live-action Lost Judgment show, which I never understand that because it's like, just play the game. Just watch it.
It wouldn't be the first time they did a live-action thing.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not talking about the movie, by the way. I'm not talking about like the Keshi Miike's fucking movie. No, yeah. Koryu actually has a TV show. Like the first 2 games actually have a TV show. So this won't be the first time they have a TV show for anything RGG related. So it's not that surprising.
Yeah, it's not surprising, but I just don't understand like, you know, making a live action movie based off a video, like a specific video game. If you're making let's say a Super Mario movie, you can do so much with a Super Mario movie.
Yeah, that's what we saw with the trailer recently.
But with a specific game like Lost Judgment, watch it on YouTube. just watch it on YouTube, man. Like,
or just play the game. But like, I mean, yeah, they did it with Kiryu, which, funnily enough, that actually had like an interesting impact. The TV show for the games. Because the funny thing is, Tatsuya's VA changed from Yakuza Black Panther 1 to Black Panther 2.
Yeah.
Because of the TV show. Like, people love the actor for the TV show way more than the original actor. I shit ye not.
Damn.
So it has an actual effect. I actually need to watch the TV show someday. I really do need to watch it.
I do too. I've never seen it. So.
Yes, I'm here.
But anyway, back to Johnny. Basically, especially for like, so basically, if any of y'all played Lost Judgment and you were thinking to yourself, or just Judgment in general, and you were thinking that Yagami is like really good looking, want to make very subjective artwork of him, don't do that because Johnny will sue your ass. Like, so Johnny is like very, 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 very overprotective of their property. I hate to say that. But they generally treat him like he's property, and that's
like I mean, you can't even have like a fucking like social media account apparently.
Yeah, he can't. So
yeah, or like you see in magazines, like anyone part of Johnny, like you see a magazine for some reason they're censored out. Like it's just a black shadow frame of them, like online for some reason, and I don't know why. It's like what's the fucking point? I don't know. I don't get it. Though what I've heard, it's getting a lot better because the original owners for Johnny have died. So I mean, that's why Judgment now is on PC. Apparently, that's what I'm hearing at least.
Oh well, there we go. But yeah, so Judgment 3 would be really good, but I'd say Kyoryu needs based on like what we both said throughout this entire podcast, Kyoryu needs more love. Everyone knows about Yakuza. Everyone knows about Judgment. Everyone knows about
the samurai games.
I think those are yeah, like the samurai games. Like a few people know about those. I had to think about that for a second. I was like, actually, if you really think about it, it's really just a Judgment and Yakuza series. But regardless, like Judgment 3 would be absolutely amazing, especially since the original Judgment's like my favorite RGG game. But I think if we needed a game that absolutely deserves a remake or a remaster or a port on the PlayStation 5, maybe one day, Kyoryu. Absolutely Kyoryu. Or a third game.
And like there's one more game I was actually thinking that I would love to see. And this is kind of in line of Fist of the North Star, kind of funnily enough. I dragged on the game. I kind of I want to see them try an anime game again. And that would be JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Really? You want to see him do JoJo?
And you know which JoJo part I'm thinking of?
What, part 5?
Bingo! I genuinely want to see them do part 5. I think they would probably do a genuinely really good JoJo game. Like
they could do that, yeah.
Yeah, we still have the whole mobster gangster stuff still part of it. That still has that in line with Yakuza 1, like with the Yakuza General originally. Because part 5 still has that gangster stuff, if I remember correctly, right?
Yes, it's the Italian mafia.
Yes, so it has that in line. It generally has JoJo's like series has a shit ton of plethora where they can do like some fantastic sub stories. Even the combat, I think it could be really fun too.
Yeah, we could actually see like Giorno punch somebody and not just leave it the gold experience, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think we've seen him punch, but in the PS2 game.
Yeah. And like there's a few moments in part 5 where he does like physically attack somebody, but only it's like, pushing somebody or like socking somebody with like one punch, but like he never gets physical really, so.
Yeah. So it'd be kind of cool. So like I genuinely think they would do a fantastic JoJo part 5.
I can only imagine seeing, I don't know how they would do the graphics. Either they would make it like Fist of the North Star where it's like I guess not cell shaded, like cell shaded anime looking graphics. Yeah, no. Semi-realistic looking anime graphics, or we're just gonna get full on realistic looking Giorno Giovanna, like the donut hair in realistic, like the donut hair but in real life. I mean, I've seen it in cosplay form, but I don't think I'm ready to see it in real life form.
Yeah. It would be kind of funny, but I don't think so. I think like people would be kind of annoyed by that because Araki style is just so
lean.
Mm-hmm. It's just something else that I think people just want to see it in like 3D, but like in genuinely fantastic 3D. Well, side games have done pretty well, animations, not so much the gameplay, but when it comes to their JoJo games.
Maybe they make a better game than All-Star Battle and Eyes of Heaven.
Oh yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be that hard to be honest, because I'm not a big fan of those games, gameplay wise.
I like All-Star Battle, but it's not the best. But that's a discussion for the JoJo episode.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
But yeah, is that all the games?
I honestly I can't think of anything else really. I mean, I can make a joke, but obviously that's never gonna happen.
Right.
It's like an RPG game about Lithuania, my country, but no, obviously not.
What the fuck is Lithuania? Okay.
Up yours, you sucking bastard.
Hey, I'm allowed to say that because over here, like where I was taught at school, we never had Lithuania on the map. Don't ask me how, but that's just what the case was. Yeah. So that's that is a good place to kick off or stop at because we basically answered all the questions. So
and I'm looking at the time and oh lordy Jesus.
Yeah, it's roughly like at least an hour and 30 minutes or 2 hours at least. So I think this is like gonna be like the first actual episode of the Milk Bar. That's not even an actual episode of the Milk Bar that reaches 2 hours. That is insane. So
genuinely, it's funny because we were not expecting that. We were like thinking it's only gonna take us like 30 minutes. It's gonna be fine. No, almost 2 hours. Jesus.
It's never that simple. But
yeah, that just shows our friendship because when we talk.
It shows our friendship. It shows our love for the Yakuza series. And just remember, if he was here for the actual episode, it would have been probably like at least 2 or 3 hours long, which isn't a bad thing because that means more time that you guys watch the video. That means more screen time. That means more ad revenue. That means more money for me when I eventually get fucking demonetized. Or not, like monetized, Susan. Monetize me now.
Maybe you're not gonna get monetized for that.
No. YouTubers make fun of Susan all the time.
Oh, actually, yeah, fair point, actually. Because Susan is a... I'm not going to say that.
Yeah, let's not push it further.
No, not pushing that.
Anyway, so if you guys enjoyed this concept of inviting on a guest that was not able to make it into the Milk Bar podcast, which even if you guys didn't fully like it, I'm still most likely going to do it with people that want to do it because this was a fun time. It's nice to talk one-on-one and get the answers that they were sadly not able to answer on the actual podcast. But as always, watch the podcast, watch this afterwards, or maybe watch this first and watch the actual podcast after. Don't know why you would do that because you'd be missing my answers, but okay, do what you do. I'm not going to stop you. So
maybe they're drunk.
Maybe. But with that in mind, again, thank you guys so much for watching. Of course, any video that you guys want to watch after this one, please do. I work hard on my videos. Eventually, Mr. Crow here is going to be working on his own videos sometime in the future. He's basically gonna be bootleg Nitro Rad. So if you guys like game reviews, I'd highly recommend you go to his channel, subscribe to eventually see his first eventual actual upload, and of course follow his Twitter if you want to see all of his gaming takes and all the games that he collects and completes. But with that in mind, it is time to get off. And I need to start editing these roughly 4 hour something podcast videos.
Oh God, good luck.
With that in mind, thank you guys so much for watching. Gabe, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to come up here and answer questions about Yakuza.
And thank you for having me.
Of course. And I will see you guys in the next episode of the Milk Bar podcast, roughly in the next 5 months. So,
oh my God.
With that being said, thank you all for watching.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Fucking finally, we can finally stop. Okay.
Oh my God.